As the gaming world bids farewell to the exciting releases of 2023, the horizon of 2024 beckons with a treasure trove of adventures, particularly for enthusiasts of JRPGs. This year promises to be a spectacular one, full of rich narratives, intricate gameplay, and immersive worlds that JRPGs offer. Eagerly awaiting the launch of some truly groundbreaking titles, let's dive into our curated list of 10 most anticipated JRPGs releasing in 2024. Each game on this list is not just a potential hit, but a testament to the genre's evolving creativity and enduring appeal. Following the critical and fan acclaim of Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's only natural we'd be excited for the second of 3 mainline installments in this remake effort. While the first entry has received critique for not being the one-to-one faithful recreation some fans were hoping for, players have still managed to find great qualities about this adaptation, so much so that we can't wait to continue the adventure through the sequels. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth looks to be an immersive and ambitious evolution. After all, the first game only occurred in Midgar. The Rebirth title will let players explore the world, depicting Gaia in ways older fans could only dream of. Plus, with the confirmation of Golden Saucer, new combat techniques, and a new card minigame called Queen's Blood, we're bound to find ourselves even more invested throughout this 100-hour journey. The success of the Persona franchise in recent years can be largely attributed to the gameplay formula initiated by Persona 3. The balance of school life and dungeon delving with plenty of side activities is an addictive practice that has amassed waves of fans in the form of Persona 4 and Persona 5. Now, Persona 3 is being revisited with a degree of polish that veteran fans have been dreaming of. While Persona 3 Reload will not feature the Answer epilogue story from Persona 3 FES or the playable female protagonist from Persona 3 Portable, what we've seen so far has already proven itself as the definitive version of the original Persona 3. Alongside implementing welcome quality of life features, fans can anticipate new character events to flesh out the main cast of Cs and even the antagonist group SaGa. Further, social link rank-up events will now be voiced, and new combat techniques, notably theurgy skills, will ensure that the gameplay loop this time around feels fundamentally different from the previous releases. If you've never played Persona 3, or even if you're a diehard fan, Persona 3 Reload is definitely worth keeping on your radar for how it's looking to reinvigorate its identity to hopefully more strongly communicate its themes, characterizations, and story. Granblue Fantasy is a curious IP that many know for its gacha game and fighting spin-offs. It actually boasts a vast cast and intriguing setting that many may have not experienced due to the genres at play. Thankfully, the upcoming Granblue Fantasy ReLink will remedy that by introducing the franchise to a new audience via the action JRPG genre. Granblue Fantasy ReLink takes place in the Sega Grande Kingdom, where primal beasts act as island guardians, and a secretive organization known as the Church of Avia does who knows what. The protagonist ends up contending with these factors, with the fate of the Sky Realm hanging in the balance. The gameplay is the primary focus here, with plenty of playable characters, each instilled with unique combat styles. This variety is bolstered by changeable weapons and sigils, as well as unlockable mastery nodes for new skills and enhanced stats. These tasks are all divided into the quests, which can be approached either solo or with other players. Plus, post-game has been emphasized as quite extensive. Based on what we've seen and played, Granblue Fantasy ReLink certainly seems to be a must-play for action game enthusiasts. A free demo comprised of a whopping 11 characters is even planned to arrive later this month. Developed by Furiu, Legend of Legacy Remastered takes place on the island of Avalon, which in the game was discovered almost a decade ago and is full of mystery, with it having been supposedly forged by gods and elementals. Many have attempted to find significant treasures comprised of considerable power on this island, with 7 new heroes now joining the fray. Each hero has their own skills, stories, and desires for fans to discover. Players will need to manage battle formations and diligent combat roles to achieve victory, alongside forging contracts with the elementals to utilize select skills during battle. This title, which was initially released on 3DS alongside its predecessor, The Alliance Alive, features notable staff members such as illustrator Tomomi Kobayashi, renowned composer Masashi Hamauzu, writer Masato Kato, game designer Kyoji Koizumi, and Masataka Matsuda. And if you don't know any of these names, let me just tell you, they worked on the SaGa series, they worked on a few Square games. They are a nice bunch of developers that have just come together to tell a new adventure. And I know what you're thinking. It wasn't well received on the 3DS, but give it another chance. Now that we're a couple years older, a couple years wiser, let's jump in and really understand the Legend of Legacy. While it is a rather niche release, the Legend of Legacy hits the right spot for a satisfying, thought-provoking adventure reminiscent of a bygone era. Throughout SaGa Emerald Beyond, players can step into the shoes of 6 distinct protagonists, each possessing a unique and intriguing storyline that sets the stage for an epic adventure. These characters have a remarkable ability to perceive emerald waves, which reveal choices that will shape their destinies in the game's expansive universe. Each member of the cast stands out, including a master puppeteer, a witch in training, and an immortal vampire. There's even a mechanical diva, so you know I'm all in. During gameplay, players will select their heroes and adventure through 17 interconnected worlds, with the story's events up to the player. Further, there are more paths than ever before in the series. Combat occurs in a timeline turn-based battle, where turn order is crucial. Special techniques alter the orders of actions, and team combos will significantly bolster your efforts. Moreover, the composition is helmed by legendary Kenji Ito, who gives every project he touches captivating flair. SaGa Emerald Beyond is also notable for being the first new console entry since 2016's SaGa Scarlet Grace. We're thrilled to see the continuation of this series that we hope paves the way for future success. Metaphor ReFantazio is a brand new adventure helmed by the team behind Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5. The game takes place in the United Kingdom of Uchronia, a land plunged into turmoil following the assassination of its king. The story does take a dramatic turn when the royal magic, a mysterious power previously known only to the king, is unexpectedly invoked, sparking a grand royal tournament to determine the next ruler. Amidst this tumultuous backdrop, the protagonist, alongside their partner, the fairy known as Gallica, embarks on a quest to lift a curse cast upon the prince, believed by the kingdom to be deceased. The journey then spans the expansive lands of Uchronia, revealing that their mission is intricately tied to the ongoing tournament for the throne. To succeed, they must forge alliances with a diverse array of friends and followers from various tribes that inhabit the world, each with their own unique contributions to the unfolding narrative. With several races or tribes of characters giving the world immense depth, the addition of action combat on the field that shifts into turn-based encounters makes this gorgeous title stand out even more. Seeing a bold, new, ambitious IP like Metaphor is refreshing in an age of continuous sequels, so we're beyond excited to experience it firsthand. Visions of Mana is set to be one of the most significant releases this year, largely due to how it's the first new Mana game in roughly 15 years. This beautiful action JRPG experience focuses on the protagonist, Valles, a soul guard on a mission to protect his childhood friend chosen by the fairy as the Elm of Fire to travel to the Tree of Mana and rejuvenate the flow of mana. We still don't know much about this upcoming title, but the Mana series producer, Masaru Oyamada, shared in a statement, "This represents the fulfillment of my personal ambition to create an all-new Mana game." So when it comes to the game's development, the team is working to ensure that Visions of Mana is faithful to the franchise's roots while still branching out so the title stands out on its own. Mana series creator Koichi Ishii also worked with the team to adequately convey the familiar Rabite monsters. Also, Trials of Mana composer Hiroki Kakuta, Tsuyoshi Sekito, and Ryo Lamazaki have also returned. Based on the little we've seen, Visions of Mana managed to impress us with its gorgeous landscapes, character designs, and combat, which seems to be carrying over the fundamentals from Trials of Mana. We are definitely preparing ourselves for another modern classic. Unicorn Overlord is an ambitious new release by Vanillaware, known for their smash hits like 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, Odin Sphere, and Miramasha the Demon Blade, and in an unexpected turn from the developer, this will be a tactical adventure. The story is set on a continent of a fantasy world that I don't want to butcher the name of, but it's comprised of 5 nations that face war due to a general from Coronia. The prince named Elaine flees as subjugation occurs, eventually becoming the leader of the Liberation Army a decade later. Alongside a vast cast of over 60 characters, the gameplay mechanics are extensive. Players can anticipate various quest types, which each impact the world in several ways. Social activities to get to know the playable characters more intimately, town liberation and rebuilding, and even an online PvP mode to test your strategical mental. Given Vanillaware's track record, we're not concerned about the quality of this title, we're just eager to have it in our hands. Following an incredibly successful Kickstarter in 2020 that surpassed $500,000, the creator of the beloved Suikoden series announced the development of a spiritual successor known as Eiyuden Chronicle: 100 Heroes. This adventure takes place in Alran, a continent comprised of numerous nations with mystical rune lenses abound. The Galdine Empire relentlessly seeks to collect an artifact that will amplify the efficiency of their rune's magical power to extend its magical dominance. Amidst this effort, Noah, a boy from a remote village, seeks the aid of a young imperial officer. and the duo end up having to reevaluate their morality after the continuous unparalleled tragedy pushes them forward. This should be no surprise given the name, but players should expect over 100 playable characters, where strong relationships give rise to hero combos. Plus, the terrain during these strategic bouts is imperative to take advantage of. To get a better lay of the land, one can utilize War Mode, where Foresight can command units' actions. It's not all doom and gloom though, as the continually cultivated hub hosts various facilities and mini-games that will become unlocked the further you progress. Those wanting to get a taste of Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes can play the action RPG Eiyuden Chronicle Rising, which features a few characters in a self-contained adventure. The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak is the 11th mainline entry in the Trails series, taking place after the events of Legend of Heroes Trails into Reverie. Following the War of Erebonia, the Republic of Calvard has thrived economically thanks to reparations. Within this chaotic republic, protagonist Van Arkride makes his living as a Spirigan. The profession takes on the roles of many as it remains within the gray confines of legality that legitimate avenues of employment can't accept for one reason or another. Combat in Trails Through Daybreak features seamless switching between action gameplay on the field and turn-based encounters with the revamped action time battle system. Orbments have also undergone a fundamental shakeup thanks to shard skills, which are part of the 6th generation combat orbment. Another new gameplay feature in Trails Through Daybreak is the alignment system. The outcome of choices Van makes will lead towards law, chaos, or in between, affecting future allies, antagonists, dialogue options, city status, and even jobs one can take on. So as we wrap up our journey through the most anticipated JRPGs of 2024, it's clear that this year is set out to be a monumental one for the genre. These titles, ranging from high-octane adventures to deeply immersive narratives, showcase the incredible diversity and innovation that JRPGs continue to offer. Whether it's revisiting beloved classics, reimagined with modern flair, or delving into entirely new worlds brimming with potential, each game here is poised to offer unique experiences and lasting memories. For fans of the genre, 2024 is not just another year, it's a celebration of the JRPG spirit, where each title beckons us into fantastical worlds filled with wonder, challenge, and the promise of epic tales yet to be told. Thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by our supporters on Patreon. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers providing independent gaming coverage through news, reviews, previews, and more. Check out our Patreon to help support our continued growth, and subscribe to keep up with all our future content.
Noisy Pixel.